Hey, how's it going? It's Big Show the God here. I got myself a new camera. So I thought what I'd do is do some journals, those video journals. Thought they could be quite interesting. Maybe I'll do one a week or something, or a couple a week, I don't know. And maybe just share an experience that I had each week, something. It might be funny, might be boring, might be educational, might be embarrassing, might be all sorts of things, right? And I find if I do something, it's kind of better than not doing anything. So I guess I need something to talk about. What happened to me? I've got this one that I've actually been. It actually didn't happen last week, but I haven't been on here for a while, so I thought I would share this one. Told a couple of people that, but I've been like, I do like intermittent fasting and all that sort of stuff, right? If you don't know about it, you can look it up, and seems to be quite a good concept. And then every now and then I would fast for a longer period of time, right? And it might be 2 days or 3 days or something like that. I don't generally go longer than that, but and what I've been doing more is that I would tell people that I'm doing it. I find that's that has all types of feedback. You get different people's feedback, and I enjoy that bit to it. A lot of people are shocked. My mother thinks I'm going to die. They don't get it. They don't understand. It's such against the norm. If you don't eat 3 or 4 times a day, there's something wrong with you. Why are you doing it? All that sort of stuff comes in. So yeah, so another thing with the fasting is kind of a mental challenge, right? It's a challenging thing to do to yourself. So there's a mental challenge to it. And I noticed something with myself, and I don't know if it's common with most people, is that when they want to change something or challenge themselves in something, like the stereotype one with you want to quit smoking. You've been wanting to for a while, say. They normally would stop smoking either when they ran out of cigarettes, they'd wait till a specific day, they'd smoke right up to the day and then stop, and then see how long they go for, and then maybe they quit forever, or they start up again at some point after that, right? So there's a bit of a lead up and a bit of thing, so they've got to make sure that everything's in a row. And you get guys people that might stop drinking for a period of time because they think it's a good idea, and they would generally stop the drinking during or before there's an event. Like Christmas period, you don't quit drinking over Christmas because there's these events there, right? And you can't not drink at those, correct? So you plan to stop the drinking in June when there's not so much partying going on. You might miss a few weeks, and you can just deal with all that, right? Well, I try to do the opposite, where it shouldn't make any difference when it is, right? It kind of dawns on, when it's Christmas, to do a fast over Christmas, people would say, you're a nutcase, because there's so much food here. There's all this food and it's good time, and what are you going to do? And so it's more challenging to do it when it's not planned, or no, it's still planned, but when it's considered mentally tougher. And the social side, the social pressures, you can build those in and get more out of it. That's what I think you can anyway. So that's the basis of my story, is that I decide I'm going to fast for 3 days, and I can do it anytime, right? Doesn't really matter when I do it. And so it comes into two concepts. So when to fast, I might say, okay, let's fast tomorrow, right? But tomorrow I've got meetings. With some at something. We're going out for dinner. We've got lunch functions. We're away traveling with a group. So you got a group, and that's kind of it, right? So the fast over that period is like, why would you do that? No. You're going to be at restaurants. You're going to be out. You're going to be in a group situation. I mean, why wouldn't? It's going to be free. Okay, free food, free restaurant food. So all these reasons to not do it are quite strong, quite valid. Why would you fast when you're going to have free food, restaurant level food, and with a group, and that's what everyone's doing for 2 or 3 days? Why would you fast then? Because we both know that the physical difference will be the same. If I do it on Monday to Wednesday, and there's none of that socializing, there's none of the traveling, physically, you're going to get the same result. If I do it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, when it's a social scene and there's groups and people and everybody wants us to eat together, we're going to eat together and do things together. Okay. So that's the picture I've painted, right? So there was a couple of fascinating things that come out of that in a group setting. So there's probably 12 of us, maybe 12, 10 to 12 on the trip. So it starts Friday morning. I was fasting from Thursday, so I hadn't eaten already since Wednesday night. So I stopped eating Wednesday night. I went to bed. I didn't eat all day Thursday. Friday morning, I fly down to Wellington, right? And there's 10 of us on the flight. And we get to the airport in the morning, and breakfast is the first kind of thing that we've all got to do together. Well, we're all around, So I arrive with everyone else, and people are having breakfast on different tables and stuff. And I just sit at a table with some of my colleagues, and I just drink water, And that's fine. Don't talk too much about the breakfast. They ask if you're having something, and I say no. So that's the first starting point. We get on, we fly down, and we get to the hotel, and we check in and stuff, and do talk rubbish. We get to there's going to be a lunch at a restaurant at 1 o'clock. So 1 o'clock is where lunch is, and so it's at a restaurant, and there's a table of 15, say. And I haven't told anyone that that's what I'm doing, but I'm still going to participate. I'm going to be there. And so we get there, we walk to the restaurant, we're all there, the table's all set, and we're sitting down. And look, I don't drink either. I don't drink alcohol. So most of them know that now. So I've been not drinking for a long time. So they're used to that, but even though what are you drinking? What are you drinking? Oh, I don't drink. Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah. So we have that conversation again with the people that remind themselves that this guy doesn't drink, and so we get through that quite quickly. No big deal. Then the lady comes around after taking our food menu orders. I say, no, I'm all good. Just talk to someone else. Ask someone else, right? So they go around the table, and she comes back again because this is not, you haven't ordered some food, So I said, no, it's all good. I'm not eating. It's no problem. I'm sitting there with the water, And obviously the rest of the table now hear this. What? You're not eating? What? Anything? You gotta have some garlic bread. Have something. You gotta have something. It's all good. No worries. Let's just carry on. And then one of my other work colleagues knew that I was doing this, so he chimes in. He's had a few beers, and he says, "Oh no, that idiot's not eating. What at all? He hasn't eaten since yesterday." And so now the dynamics change quite a bit. We change into this group. There's probably 3 or 4 women. There's 4 or 5 guys. To the, it's now, let's explain this to us. And I don't know. I don't really want to. You guys are drinking and eating and doing what you want to do. I'm not. It doesn't interest me. So I play it down and I say, yeah, and I joke with it. It's funny, and I'm kind of like, when you have vegetarians at the table, the meat eater, everybody else jokes about the vegetarian. Well, I've kind of gone another level where the vegetarians can now joke at me, because we had a vegetarian on the table. Now he's like, oh sweet, no one's making meat jokes, So that was interesting. So we get through that. So let's just say we got through that. It sets the scene. So we've got this guy here who's not eating anything, and we've got everyone else drinking, eating, smoking, whatever. So that's kind of how it goes. And I'm getting judged. They feeling judged, ironically enough, while they're eating. It doesn't bother me, So the smokers go out to smoke. And this is the pieces I want to go over that I experienced, and I experienced it in other ways, but this was to another level. Is the guys go out for a smoke, and I'm kind of boordish. I'm drinking, I'm chatting to everybody that I can, but everyone's eating and doing whatever, There's only so much you can talk about with workmates, It's not like we're all best friends. So the smokers go out to smoke. So what I generally would do is I go out and stand with them. Because it's outside, you get up to move around, you can stand outside. So I go out with these 3 smokers, and I go stand with them and talk shop and talk whatever. And one of them says to me, "Oh mate, I haven't been smoking for 2 months." I mean, I didn't ask him if he smoked. I don't need your background. It's fine. We're just standing out here, right? But he tells me, I haven't. This is the first smoke I've had in 2 months. As he gets one and lights one up, and this is a piece that I thought, wow, this is awesome. Haven't smoked for 2 months until today, to right now. So he's got the smoke, and he's telling me a bit of the story about. So he's, yeah, man. Oh. I says, "Oh, how'd you find it?" "Oh, mate, it was all. Man, I've been sleeping better. My clothes are starting to change. Not smell so much. I've been I'm just not as irritable. It's just been great. It's been, he's like, oh, and I've saved money. And not spent so much." It was awesome. It's the awesomest thing. There's like 4 of us, and the other 2 guys are smoking. Oh man, yeah. I remember when I quit smoking for a few months. Yeah. No, it was good. It was really good. And I take a snapshot of that. I'm like, far out, that's awesome. We found a way to talk, to feel good about something that you achieved this thing of doing something that you didn't want to do for a period of time, which was such a big effort and took a lot of your mental ability and was really draining on yourself, and you've identified 2-3 things that benefited you. You're managing to say those things and experience them and say them while you're doing the exact thing that you stopped doing and said it was better for you, and you thought it was so that's the first one, right? That's the first conversation of the morning. This is like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and he went on to say the thing was he's going to smoke at this event because he could not smoke at these events, because he knew at an event here like this, because we're going to some awards dinner thing, that it would just play on his mind. He'd be socializing and he'd be watching everyone else, and he'd just have to. He would just end up succumbing to it anyway. So the logic there was, just smoke anyway, man. Let's stop all the bullshit. Just smoke, get it out of the way, and then what logically we'll do is I'll start up again tomorrow, or when I finish my packet of smokes or carton of smokes or whatever I've gotten, you know what I mean? Or at some point I'll quit again, right? I'll quit in between events. You with me? So that was awesome, right? So I have that conversation, and so that's one. So then I go back inside. They're still smoking. I go back inside and I sit down with another colleague, and this is almost one after another, right? It's practically one after another. I sit with another guy, and they're sitting there, and they've all got their beers, drinking beers. I finished their food, kind of thing, almost, and the beers are out and drinking. And I said, hey, how you going, mate? Yeah, all good, no worries. And he goes, oh, yeah, you don't drink, hey? And I'm like, oh, yeah. Let's talk about something else, but no, you don't drink. He goes, this is the first drink I've had in like 2 months, 3 months, or some period of time. I'm like, serious? Am I hearing this again? There's no lies. Different person, different guy said he's been not drinking for ages. I mean, he might have had a few beers in between, but he proceeded to tell me how he had stopped drinking for a period of time, how good it had made him feel, and how much better he was, and how much more time he had, and he was waking up feeling really great on a Sunday morning, and all this stuff, and how alive he was, going to the gym now, and he's feeling much, just fascinating. He was saying these exact things while finishing his beer and ordering like a whiskey and Coke, and he's half gone at 2 o'clock. It was the same. It was almost a mirror of the same speech that the guy said outside about his smoking. And you're giving me the same speech about how. So you're saying how I stopped drinking, and today I'm drinking again. And and look, I don't drink much anyway. I don't drink too often. It doesn't really do. It's not that much. But I had quit for a month or two, and I was like, "Ooh, am I? What have I got written on me? I mean, I'm not trying to judge any. I don't think I'm judging people. I've shared my story that I don't do that, and for some reason, everyone wants to tell me that they are not doing it either. They're not doing it while they're doing it. It's awesome. I thought, far out. Damn, this is no thing. So we chat about that, whatever, and we talk about some other stuff. I've got this lady sitting next to me, one of my work colleagues. She's sitting next to me. sweet as, and we start talking, and the desserts come out. She tells me, I didn't ask her. I had no inkling to this. She starts sharing with me because I guess I do say, oh, how you been? What you up to? Kind of thing. She goes, oh yeah, I've been cutting back on my food. You know, I've lost, I think she'd lost 3 or 4 kilos. She's really proud about that. You know, I thought, cool. You know, 3 or 4 kilos. You got a while to go, but hey, you know, whatever, 3 or 4 kilos, sweet. But she got right into it, and so we chatted about it, and she told me about her, how she did it, how she cut back and stuff. And the benefits is that she thinks her stomach shrunk now, or she thinks this has happened to her. And she gave me quite a lot of detail of telling me what physiologically it's done to her physically, and how she can tell these things. And she apparently she finds things too sweet now that she used to find normal. It's like she has these sensations have come back of that things are just too sweet. She doesn't know if she can eat things that are too sweet, right? While eating dessert. This is the true story. She's got dessert. You know, I didn't make this up. While you're eating dessert, you're telling me that you won't be able to eat things that will be too sweet anymore. And you've cut back on sugar or your food intake. I mean, you had an entree, you had a main, and now we're at dessert. What's bizarre, right? Is no one else on the table had dessert. You found a way to still have dessert, even though. So you didn't have the social pressures of there was 3 girls having dessert, so I'll have a dessert with them. You know what I mean? It was too strong that you had to have the dessert and be the only one in a social environment while you're singing it, while telling some guy how you don't eat sugar anymore, or you've cut back on it so much, and how well you've done. You know? So yeah, so I went, wow, here I am. And it was my reflection on the day. I was like, wow, here I am with three stories in a row at a lunch sitting. And those are the 3 stories that popped out of that. And so I don't know if I mean, look, I know the smoker was telling other people about his non-smoking thing, and they were all kind of patting each other on the back. The other smokers thought it was great. He obviously thought it was no big deal. You know, it's pretty easy to quit. You know, yeah, no, I've done that, man, and it's not a problem. It's no problem. And then I've got the lady there eating dessert. I don't think I'll be able to have sugar ever again. You know, I've really changed the way. Well, you're eating a frickin' donut. I've got the other guy over there getting rounds for everyone, and the other 3 drinks. He's sculling beers with. He had the beer with the extra Drambuie shots in there now. You know, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, it's all free, right? The free thing really gets the whole grrr. Let's rock and roll. You know, I'm sitting through this, and I think this is common, right? Isn't this common? I was trying to work out what it is. And it almost falls into that category of making myself feel better while it's happening. I need to make myself feel better, or I need to explain and justify myself. Because I don't think you needed to. You know, why did you have to justify it to me, well, especially to me? I mean, I'm nobody, right? I'm just. Who cares? Who cares about me? But whether people feel judged because I'm sitting there, I don't know. Maybe. And it probably does. But that's not. Is that my problem? I don't know. There's nothing I can do about that, right? I think you're going to be judged anyway, because I was being judged at the time too. You know, I could have avoided that judgment by not fasting that day. You know, I'm still being judged for not smoking, and I'm being judged for not drinking, right? I mean, I've not smoked ever in my whole life, and there was a time where there was a lot more numbers. You know, I would have sat around the table. I would have been the odd one out not smoking, right? Then I'd be the odd one out. I'm definitely the odd one out not drinking. And then you're probably getting a bit weird where you're the odd one out not eating either, you know. So I get that. And I found, so the pieces I got from that were the challenge, the social challenges. And this part of my thing I'm saying to people is when you are looking to challenge yourself, make sure you are, you know, because on that piece, I could have fasted on Monday, fasted Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The physical benefits or whatever I say I'm getting from the not eating for a few days to that give me more energy and all these symptoms that I get from it and what I perceive as benefits for me, say, I would have got those from Monday to Wednesday or Thursday to Saturday or any time, right? But I challenge myself and go, if I do it here, wow, what else might happen from it? You with me? And yeah. So that's my video log and a story I wanted to share. And maybe people will comment on that and give me their observations. The 3-day fast, that was kind of it, because I mean I've done these before, so I guess it was a way of saying, you know, it's probably a little hypocritical of me to say that because I'd already done one in this way before, I was doing it again, but I was trying to do it to learn something more. You know, I'm not going to learn something when I do something the same way, right? You know, onto that. So yeah, so I got a lot out of that, and even since I've reflected on that, it gives me a real good base to reflect on from the true experience of it all, not just so I got the physical, I got the mental, and I got the emotional, and the social, the people interaction. And then I get, what's cool about this is I share my story to other people of just that I explained, and I get their reactions and their thoughts in real time about what I'm suggesting and what their opinion is on that, right? And yeah, I found more value out of that. So that's my vlog, my first V journal. How's that? So yeah, so I might do these a couple of times a week, see if something happens. Maybe try and look for something a bit more interesting. It's my new camera, my new audio. We'll see what that looks like. And one day I might have someone else to talk to on these. Almost looks like I live alone, right? Maybe I do, but I don't. But so yeah, all right.